Hello and welcome to the GDM Garage. My name is Dan Lee and today we are finishing the wiring for the move of the fuse boxes to the trunk. So yes, today we are finishing up the wiring for the move of the fuse boxes from the engine bay to the trunk. So like I said in the previous video, I am moving the fuse and relay boxes from the engine bay, so I get a little bit more of a cleaner look in the engine bay, and I also want to have as little visible virus as possible. Sorry for that. And well, I'm not the first one to do this, to get a little bit of a cleaner look in the engine bay of the MK4 Supra. And different ways to do this, but I decided to put the fuse boxes in the trunk, so they're easily accessible but not that visible. And for you guys that are new to the channel, if you want to recap what's done to this car, you can check my Facebook and Instagram. And if you want a more in detail explanation why I'm doing this move of the fuse boxes, you can check my previous video. But anyway, the original position or place for the fuse boxes, the big fuse, but there are two fuse boxes, well, fuse and relay boxes, and the big one is located here where the intake is, well, throttle body. And then there are a smaller relay box located here on the strut tower. But anyway, let's go over to the trunk and I'll explain more in detail what I'm going to do. So, over here in the, well, front of the trunk, or you want to call it, the space here anyway, is where I plan to place the boxes. So over here they will be easily accessible, but then again not that visible. But as you can see, there already is a lot of stuff here in the trunk, since I have basically the whole fuel system here. And well, don't you worry, I am going to go do a deep dive in the whole fuel system of this car in a future video, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, as you can see over here, we have these two wire connectors here, and these are for the big fuse box, and I made them longer and everything, so they are basically 100% done, so they are, well, plug and play, sort of say. But there are lots of more wires that I made longer, so let me show you them. So, as you can see here on the passenger side, we have these three wire looms that are all done. So these are soldered, taped and sorted out and everything, and of course have the right length to be able to reach the trunk of the car. And then on the other side, well, the driver's side, we have these two wire looms. So this one is the one I started on in the previous video, and these are already done, all done, so soldered, sorted, taped and everything, and have the right length, of course. And then we have this small wire loom as well, which is for the small box. It's only two cables in here, that are for a small box, and then this big one, and all of these are for the big fuse box. And then on this side, this one is for the big fuse box as well. There's a lot of wires going to the big fuse box, and these two also are for the big fuse box. They actually are from the generator. And then we have this last one then, that is for the small relay box. So not that much wires for the small box, a lot more wires for the big box, so to say. But anyway, There's a quite neat way I used when I soldered these wires, so let me show you that. So I'm going to use these so-called solder seal wire connectors, which are pretty neat if you don't want to solder wires, or well, if you want to save time solder wire, I mean. So well, let me get this open. So these are, like I said, pretty neat. So this is a shrink connector. So when you apply heat to them, they shrink to, I think it's like 50% or something like that. And well, hugs the wire, so to say. So, well, you put one cable wire in this side and then of course one in the other side. So they join in the middle. And then you have this solder tube, or what you want to call it, in the middle. And again, then when you apply heat to them, it melts. So then you get a solder seal, so to say. And you also get like a, well, waterproof, well, perhaps not waterproof, but approved connection anyway, so to say. And well, really simple to use and really quick to use. I mean, we're really quick to use. So when you're gonna solder a lot of wires, which I'm doing now, this is a real time saver. So really neat connectors, or what do you want to call it. But anyway, then we have of course the boxes, and this is the big, it's the main fuse and relay box. So you have, yeah, a lot of cables, wires, and these two are the wire connectors that I showed you in the trunk that are 100% done, just plug and play, like I said. So those we don't need to worry about now. But then we have a lot of more wires, well, like a wire loom here, and well, over here, more wires, a lot of wires. So, but everything is, like you see, it's labeled and such. So, I mean, it's a fiddly work, but it's not that difficult. Just connect the right color cable with the one I have from the car that I have made longer, of course, I mean. And then we have the small box, which is a relay box. And this one, as you can see, has a lot of less wires. So this one should be quite easy to do. But anyway, now everything is prepared. All of the wires are made longer, as you've seen. So all I need to do now is just to, well, wire all of the cables back in the car to the trunk, so to say. And then just solder them up with all of this. And then we're done. So let's get started. So now we have all of the wires in the trunk. So all that is left to do now is just to cut every wire to the right length and then solder everything up. So there, now we have gotten started. So I've done about 10 wires for a moment, and as you've seen, these solder seal wire connectors are real easy to use and real time saver. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of wires left. I think there was like 51 wires in total for the fuse and relay boxes. So I'm not gonna bore you and showing how you do solder every single one of them. I don't think that would be so fun to watch. So I'm gonna do the rest now off camera, because I'm guessing you understand now how they work and stuff like that. So now let's cut into the future. And there we go, all done. Well, of course not 100% done, but all of the wires now are soldered. So every single wire now is connected to the right place or the right wire. So it's taking quite a while, this, by the way, to do several hours. But again, using these solder wire connectors, it saved me a lot of time. So it would definitely take me like the double time if I was soldering them the traditional way. So a real time saver anyway, though these are. But yeah, so what's left now to do is to, well, tidy everything up so it looks nice. This is just how it looks now, so you know. But I did put this cable wire sleeves on each of the wire loom before I started to solder. So I just need to, well, tidy them up and tape them and well, tuck them up nice and neatly, sort of say. So, and yeah, as you can see, a lot of wires. So these are the, well, leftovers, since I cut every wire, so every wire would have the right length. So these are the, well, leftovers. And yeah, as you can see, a lot of wires, really a lot of wires. Yeah, but anyway, so the wiring for the fuse boxes now, and yeah, here's the relay here. I mean, here's the relay box. There you can see it. It's like 95% done now. So just some small work now with tidy everything up, and then all of the wiring and all of the wiring and the fuse box and relay box in the trunk is done. So yeah, I have to say it feels really good now when I've come this far with the move of the fuse boxes now. I can tell you, I've been working with this now for quite some time. I think it's like 6 months or something. I've been working with the move of the fuse boxes to the trunk, fuse and relay boxes. So it's for quite a while, I can tell you. But well, of course not every day, but I mean on and off for 6 months. So yeah, quite a lot of work anyway. So I'm really happy now that everything is in the trunk and everything is soldered and stuff like that. So yeah, it feels really good. But yeah, like I said before, now it's some minor stuff left. So the ground wires and the 12 volt from the battery to the main fuse box. But that's on the other hand, it's nothing that needs to be soldered. That's just bolts basically. So pretty easy stuff. So yeah, all of the big stuff, so to say, is done now. So really happy with that. Yeah, so now I can move along with other stuff on this car. So yeah, feels really good anyway. But anyway, this is all for this video. So if you liked, give it a thumbs up, and well, subscribe if you haven't already. And until the next video, stay tuned.